Tom in Tucson, Arizona. Hey, Tom, what's on your mind?
I disagree with you, Tom. I think
About
anyone who has difficulty getting employment should be able, within the law, to negotiate a sub-minimum wage just to get employment.
Wow.
Never mind $15 an hour. If he's hard to employ because he lives in a ghetto, or because he lives in a barrio, or because he's a senior citizen, or because he's a woman or a homosexual or whatever, he should be able to negotiate with his prospective employer.
So poor people and gays should be exempted from minimum wage laws? Do I hear that straight?
No, but I understand some gays have difficulty getting a job if they admit they're gay.
Right. So
and if they could negotiate, if anyone who has difficulty getting a job can negotiate.
Tom, do you understand the purpose of minimum wage laws? The rationale behind them?
Tell me.
Okay, we have minimum wage laws predicated on the assumption that there is dignity in work. That whether somebody is cleaning toilets or whether they're a rocket scientist, that if they work a 40-hour week and keep their nose clean, that they should have the ability to have a certain minimum lifestyle in the richest nation in the world. And that minimum lifestyle,
entitles anybody to that,
which was articulated first by Teddy Roosevelt in 1908, where he talked about the square deal. In fact, we've got the audio of it. I don't know if you can pull that up, Shana. Teddy Roosevelt said that the pieces of a living wage include, he said it would vary by region, but it includes enough to live with morality. You don't have to steal for your food. Enough to take a vacation every year. Enough. Oh, here it is. Can you pause it along the way? This is Teddy Roosevelt.
Wages are subnormal if they fail to provide a living for those who devote their time and energy to industrial occupation. The monetary equivalent of a living wage varies according to local conditions, but must include enough to secure the elements of a normal standard of living.
Normal standard of living? Okay, continue. Oh.
Standard high enough to make morality possible.
Enough to make morality possible. You don't have to steal for your food. You can live a decent life. Next.
Provide for education and recreation.
Provide for education and recreation. So you can go to school, you can go to college, you can send your kids to school, you can take a vacation. Next.
Care for immature members of the family.
To provide for immature members of the family. In other words, enough money to raise your children. Next.
To maintain the family during periods of sickness.
To maintain the family during periods of sickness. In other words, to make it through if you're sick. This is basically, the paid sick leave. Go ahead.
And to permit a reasonable savings for old age.
And to permit a reasonable savings for old age. That was the President of the United States in 1906. It was recorded by Thomas Edison. That was more than 100 years ago, Tom, that concept. And that has been the bedrock concept up until the last 20 years in the United States of the minimum wage, is that if somebody is working hard, they should have this baseline of life in America. And you're coming along saying, but wait a minute, if you're gay or if you're black and you're living in the inner city, or if you're poor and you're living in the inner city or rurally, you shouldn't have that minimum baseline of life. You should
have it if you can get it. You should have it if you get it. But if you can't get it,
then screw you, right?
If you're hard up for a job,
then screw you.
And negotiate any wage that you can get just to get the job experience.
So you should be
able an employer something if you're willing.
Oh, you can do that right now,
less.
Tom. There are lots and lots of employers who have programs called internships that pay, in many cases, nothing at all, where you can get experience. That's
okay, good.
That's a huge ripoff, actually, all across the United States. But what I'm hearing you say is, oh, gee, you were not a member of the Lucky Sperm Club. You weren't born to a white wealthy family. You're born poor. You're born a person of color. Or you were born gay. Screw you.
You're having difficulty getting a job. It has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with difficulty in getting a job.
Why do you think anybody in this country, Tom, has difficulty getting a job?
and they should be able to negotiate.
Tom, why do you think anybody in this country might have a difficult time getting a job? Because there have been times in this country when it wasn't difficult to get a job. In the 1940s, 1950s, late 40s, early 50s, throughout the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, throughout the boom part of the deregulation boom in the late 2004, 5, 6, 7, there, people were not having a problem getting a job. But this was a result. The reason why people are having a hard time getting jobs now is because of our insane trade policies. We have shipped not just millions of jobs overseas. We've shipped over 50,000 factories overseas. I mean, literally, brick by brick, just since George Bush started his presidency 14 years ago. Shouldn't we be attacking the policies that make people rich?
The hard-to-place employee wants a job at any salary.
No, that's not true.
$3 an hour.
That's not true.
To get a job.
That is not true. John McCain tried to make that point in Arizona about 4 years ago when he came out and said, I was doing this show, and we're on the air in Phoenix, and he came out and Tucson, and he came out and all over Arizona, actually, by satellite radio, and he came out and he said, people, the reason why there's all these undocumented immigrants who are picking cabbage and lettuce out in the fields in Arizona, the reason why they're doing that, and quote, and I don't know, I can't quote him, but kind of middle class white people aren't taking those jobs is because the middle class white people are unwilling to pick lettuce out in the hot sun. He said you could offer them $50 an hour and they wouldn't do it. And his office was flooded with calls from people who were saying, you offer me $50 an hour, I'll come pick lettuce. There are some jobs that people won't do for that price. And that should be the basis of it. Tom, thank you for the call, I think. 28 minutes past the hour. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
Yeah, we're going to provide an exemption to the minimum wage law for gay people, for people who live in ghettos. Really?